na wakwati yonko mami Torkornoo.
Yeah, me say Torkornoo is
me ba jo usi di eden.
Torkornoo. No fancy.
Torkornoo. Mr. Wa na buja penity.
Oh yeah, your friend say a drowning woman.
A drowning woman.
Obi ansu afa no, so she's clutching at straws.
Tese bibi obesom bia.
Onso fawa. Ahomakra na wo bibia, that is what she's doing, and she's doing so in a very desperate fashion. And the man here nimguasia no na. Unsa asamba na wanya nyansa fo mo 24 na wonya amamfo mo ye yodoma. Go na gu wani mase. And looking at her pedigree, neighbor be a wad nam was a very experienced person. I was expecting say at least. And if ye Adrian Babam Kakrano Noir, I consider certain things rather than being allowed or allow herself to be toyed around in the political sense. I then Crofono Mudina Chitu Nugum Nina and Obi Acheno Aquakudi Chide. Because issue no shall say no, she was made to believe say a political witch hunting.
Okay.
Nti enam sasa Adrian Tony Timintino. She didn't pay attention to the key fundamental issues of law raised in the petition. So she taught herself together with the political apparatchiks now hover around her and the legal fraternity could use their voice
to save her
without paying much attention to the key issues now you're raising. But unfortunately it didn't work because the state was focused on the substance of the case raised in the petition,
but not the propaganda.
What anybody is saying, because unfortunately for her, Nipana no more can be man no be anyone all Kenyans asem. Apart from the usual dirty politics, nobody and an all Kenyans asem based on law are already any your friends say gray area be in the accusations level against her in law. Because the whole process is a legal procedure outlined in Article 146, 1, 2, 3, EBA. Outline sa provision, oko 44 2 ekofa electoral commission and then the deputies do mo can't sa 146 process no because or say okay 44 2 now say electoral commission and then the boss will be entitled to terms and conditions of what is applicable to Superior Court of Judicature. And looking at ye EC boss, ye be use the same process. I the judges said it is that provision and our man who can. And instead of paying attention to the issues, no bakaya. Mamena ya friend say ye kokodi na say no babontia obeka issue na ye de atono so no. She was talking about and ye de make call your friend say Castle, hona ye kume na nabi na just ensem hunu sa na keka na or your press conference church and nsemu na ya mame establishment of prima facie no ya mfa really na mame nse mame nipa mutu no fo ana so no na egu nanim ase so de yominim because Alaska you see
what is a wusi musuo kwan so
na se hare okọ gidi umu ya unjaye sa na tie ka wo fra e kwa koku no Alaska wo na ye makora ba force wa bribe obi am na si fom
na de wa hye ba
ye de wa hye ba bi no wa kwa ko nkwase awuo sa na tie
mami ayama o me ba cho mo fa me hye ba bi
nti Torkornoo ka na otrema ko na ayama o okwa na okotua mate ne ka se mate ni nsi na ontena ba bia mate no omokwa na ka no do obi ye na fom kutukum
ayi ni hwe ho
na wie ye ne. And Alaska everywhere no amanfo no blame wom ba na we fi se ono ana etia mate ne kama mate ni si form na otena ba bi eni so otena because Alaska emra no da ho da bia me start am say president eni hu to me say obeyi chief justice adi but the power of removal not only becomes activated when he is petitioned.
Okay,
even in that petition we no president any absolute role, the role no is done in tandem with the role of the Council of State and processes that he's supposed to follow.
Okay.
And if your friends, a president is anything to rely on, Akufo-Addo say, when you receive the petition, you are just a conveying bet. So the role of the president at that point cannot be established because is in a transferal mode.
Okay.
So in Saka, not the Comma Council.
I know why you transit.
Council of State will consider. But you see, yeah, make us say 1992 constitution, no problem be brave or home. but nipa no mo na mo sia se mo sua mra ko mo nim chief justice na hwan no obi antena se hunyansa hu se ye mra no there are certain your friends saying clauses break point bi wo ma densafo should sit down na ya address it na ye nyina yete ho na asem koba wia na ye didi kwabrane a ho na obeka se me no sha se kan se wenye ne o.
That's right.
So wofa ye 1992 constitution or ka say ye submit petition to president on fan koma council of state establish a prima facie wia on fan koma president and set up committee if they are able to establish substance,
okay, if any.
What the constitution failed to say in the establishment of prima facie what should constitute it? Should it be an adjudication process where hearing must be conducted?
Okay.
Must it be a sole discretion of an individual or no other kind of documents? Like I say, my establish a prima facie. And now there should be reasons that must be adduced. You best serve on individuals no we involved no. Alaska yeti kroma obia ni hwa. Ya establish a prima facie e won the case ma. Ya cho letter tin dia command say ya establish the prima facie na your reasons in here.
No, the reason okay. But it's supposed to.
But no, whether it's supposed so reasonably we could have come with a certain procedure. I bet regulate say this is what the constitution says. But in the implementation process, we are regularizing it. So in regularizing it, can say either council of state either they will call the accused person, listen to them.
Okay.
And you see, that should be come by way of procedure. Either through parliament or whatever.
A clear cut way before, okay.
But not Torkornoo to Kwanko China or to Kromabi and the other Sassam Nudi Charlotte say. Or to Happy, the other Sassam Nudi, Justice Derry and others in that state.
That's right.
Or Tiana did Charlotte say crack case, Some mammy way say so I resigned from Council of State, I'm saying that woman is a hypocrite. Because, yes, she had issue with Torkornoo's removal. But that woman was a sole engineer in the establishment of prima facie against Charlotte Osei. Now, Kobisa say, or establishing or the letter explanations command Charlotte Osei why she was able to establish prima facie. Because the Constitution, in Article 146, say, the president in Saka petition against any of the superior court, apart from Chief Justice, and now EC boss and as a phenomenon. About president forwarded the petition to Wine. The Chief Justice. The Chief Justice was single-handedly established prima facie, not council. In the case of Chief Justice, a Council of State is one person.
No,
a group of people.
That's right.
And that one you can even rely on it. You can because you nipa Dawson.
But that of the EC boss in there.
One person.
Sofia
Kufu single-handedly. So if this hypocrite is today going around telling you, say, Deben, must you take it serious?
Okay. Just a
Aquatiano.
What did you be there? You are here.
Charlotte say case, in the establishment, the petitioners were faceless. Nobody till date any petition call.
That's right.
But my mena nkasa na demu di kikise nani kan ye me na friend me Sofia Kufu no yes my established prima facie president the nkoso ne set up a committee
and the name so di pamuom
yes and in setting the committee she was also involved because the judicial council was supposed to appoint 3 justices and then the chief justice and the council of state appoint 2 other people omunye police officers omunye military omunye parliamentarians omunye judges omunye lawyers na yem for omunka ho. So look at the instrumental role this single person played and the pamos a lot of say now when a man for go through the same process the pamo will be out to one no ye de
and Janunti may resign
now resign as always and will be fine kwame nkrumah kura Uganda not consult to aso na say wow kasa free here Rollins kura
that's right
so Ghana go so to aso now wa resign for council of state no mfa so by na you be far
oh and now
because that appointment now President Muhammad ne kan a lot of people were dissatisfied
right nti I say one kasa wo beko.
Yes.
And they would do a crapima or Yamano or Henny.
And you're no answer.
I am Rahini.
And Yashi, if say no sooner or jay, you're fine. On your reasons be are. And to mean to me and Casse, that is why she left.
Okay.
But according to sources, the amount for can I may respond to.
All right.
And that was why the last time I said it on Joy said it can never be because of this case into or resign. Because Obasa is he who comes into equity must come with clean hands. And we will point to her. the role she played in the removal of Saloto Say. And no crowd there, I single-handed low. Single-handed in the shed, then we read the petition card said there are reasonable basis. And he set up a committee.
Meanwhile, petitioners no cry. You
don't even know them. And Torkornoo process where you are more credible than even yes on the constitutional level. If you are doing your first cogent analysis, because Council of State is a group of people within that group, no. Obenya former CJ wom, obenya former AG wom, obenya ahemfo wom, utia benya osofo wom, people from different background with diverse perspective. But we there one person and establish it. And that is what happened. And the Abraham Torkornoo ka say prima facie and yamfa man na me say eh na ma me bibi ha na say dey yamfa man. Prima facie and enya asem die. Nobody has established a procedure. Constitution, all that it says now, it should be established. Council of State, whatever they did, they say it has been established. Ruling there, ni baby ide brow. Now what other than a year did man for no? Unim say yamfa ruling bim robi. Obey Chief Justice. I didn't one who said that particular provision is a great thing. Let us regularize it. One who until say di bedi. Aside nipa we dey bubu mine. And Alaska president and anyway almost set up the committee and then I say for no nyina and your friend is saying committee no kwatenase no osamba ka kire yen say ne nuanom judges are no head administrative head on a show mu nyina so no say ya mo tena we ni so mbeye bias atia no na ye say ebo na mami bibi ha na say
judges ana enche ye no ne omu na net
inam no ombe na say ebo mami bibi ha na say ne wura fi omfa ni nuro. So when you do baby, I won't say now because Alaska, these are your immediate subordinate. I won't know and you see, dispensing justice at the highest level, no, you must be neutral. You must be a partisan. Your conviction must click to its uttermost best. That is the only way you can guarantee the Constitution. Because I say justice in this country emanates from the people and shall be dispensed in the name of the Republic for the people, and the judicial must be independent. That is the baseline. And this is a Chief Justice free say judges no more at the highest level no biasa. Now all these years won't mean kaya na until say no to that dear no so I ever was send you no a hona over because of me judge Alaska. We a credible person at that point. Will you even say this?
No.
And she could not prove anything. So it means being the administrative head of the judiciary, no, Sasem na wakanan cancer, everyone now incompetent, and that alone no I can say. Incompetence na alleged against you in the petition no must succeed
because of posture.
Exactly.
That's right. As many others you can be
exactly. And there is a point I can say the whole hearing must be held in camera for the purposes. That is an explicit constitutional provision. Explicit. Nya fe na ye kofa judge amana be dan ani because Supreme Court na ka say where your friend is saying that there is no ambiguity or equivocation hanging on the provision, you don't necessarily put interpretation on it. It's quite clear on the face of it. It must be held in camera. Torkornoo and the lawyers, your friends, Papai, Akoya, Godfrey Dame. Quatena se quattro letter, the command Supreme Court to say, me here and there, me pass ye in with TV so. I say, hey, na mami, bibi hana
no krasu alone, krasu. So mama no provided basis to justify her incompetence.
That's
right, to justify the petition.
Yes.
And
one of the justices, is it Justice Amadou? Was it? No. Is Amadou Sule? One of the justices.
That's right.
I can say, hey, nebu na sembe
when who be that?
One kasa you know, sir, there is an explicit constitutional provision, and we, the Supreme Court, do not have the right to vary a constitutional provision. Because only if it is ambiguous, that is where the judges can put meaning and interpretation by using either the literal rule, your friend is saying, either the golden rule, the mischief rule, to they interpret it. But at this point, there is nothing. I interpret it. That is quite clear. And me, I met her as a judge. Me ni who crimes I make us young no TV. So I said, I will be saying here, Alaska. So Sarnema when question why the woman shouldn't have even been the Chief Justice in the first place. Because 1 minute because Akufo-Addo be na buy and no free so serve a particular purpose. And no Jan senior senior na no ko hampeke no because president will to me to appoint whoever he want to appoint and not be see almost at that point. Not justice I don't more at what very experienced people oja omo nyina ho e no kofa Torkornoo emu binum kra kire na de e school.
That's right.
E no ba homaso na ahantan na ode na momo so transfer judges mayi wadi me do kosirem me do kwa ha me mayo say ya so say IT boys ni binum ya pamomo because ya ni on wasempo ya miss fair hearing kwa they didn't get it. Could your friend saying a hand tiny kokoti na watia na no akwa ni nchemra ka say the law is the law and the Quran na yedi wedi no and Quran na yedi na the law na
that same law
Alaska enti sa na kokoye na yakofa no edne babesi so na ode a hand tiny kokoti na nema all ye nyina enti Supreme Court the ruling ne ba bonten say asem no must be heard in camera. And then I appear anyway, and I say Torkornoo press conference.
That's right.
So, and me over Kayam, but then I catch it out say petition na yada koma chief yada koma president no say answer sidia mamena nkasa abridge your constitutional provision eno ye another fertile ground for her removal.
We started it.
Exactly.
Here. That's right.
And the press conference no koye na ya another breach. Asanka petition no any basis kwanka somebody could have initiated that way
no cry your basis
for her removal and okotena say na all starting all yen who say osu no tell ana Ghana how we say the band don't know nim nyansa nti asamba me no kan asem na wo de su sha say ha me bo wasum
say na wo e criminal
say wo ni nipa no sha say asema ba mo be fi mani aka na fe no de su be katakata nani no
we criminal
say emotionally no what do off sabe asem no kwa mo nka ho asem
over the play victim
yes asem no ba ye nka wo wi akofie kosu enye manim na ba besu that's my principle ndi okoya na o share press conference na o share da ye no say obesu no na no de omo coaching no
that's right.
Then she started with an emotional connotation say ne uncle bi kwa me nkroma penso omo koku no na kuno omo koku no sa cast horo omo friend say omfa mra no eho ena yakodi na sem eho na yomo je no call ye nti no invoke a certain sad memories na se for no ewo obaaye ena obe play the feminism card or your oba ya subjecting it to your friends say search unse nti wa we emotions na we no wa bedru another card of feminism ade nti questions ade nti na wodo nsa to oba ho ma re panyiro we say so emotional card ya searching na se for ba ni nyina amfa ena okọ case na case na eye secret case obi anim no akobiem and all come say one na cupboard and you for num din hwan cases na
afa na all the petitioners ni mo din ababonten
akeka bibia wie ena obeka say even at the early stage of cancer president man time President Mahama was your friends are benevolent enough she o man time so 21 days over kaya
or the big
car no say other fa opakura for the whole way no yakase ya always say akwa say obebotia because obo wa mo ya be feel
yakase ya be go ahead to probe ni there
yes ya be probe and am me plain emotional cards nyina we amfa enti o we na onya MPP enti oto omomoto nyom no chorus no other one there is it 10 na unim nyom hwe
oh yeah
mo de kosoro no mo de ba form
ya wo 10 na for ya auto and ya
ha no bo 10 na no na MPP for bo ya fan say auto and na Ghana Bar Association ebo 10 na
ebo base
ni nyina emotions sa Ghana Bar Association legal entity nti omba you expect them to article this blah 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 president I say omba esebunu sa obi antimi ankanya sa
amusu be kamwira sa
grounded in law we any promotion people were talking like a man for Asebi Alaska boom sa MPP didn't the abam no reasonable basis And it is over here issues that man can and draw attention to the key and the fundamental issues raised in the petition. But that is what the commission was going to. And the Torkornoo opportunities she could have used it to address the substantive issue raised in the petition. But she never, because she thought Ghana Bar Association Kasa, MPP Kasa, or the pressure about to president so and Mentino ya dying on to me, you know. That was baby anti issue no boon and nigu so. And a committee no quatanasi and Shemunia say, ah, my mean, do a point ya, ya Kasa Quabontia. O bakra no ya se play no ya wo executive for ya onko kwatina Maria say nebano fear na ya fe say plane take it otwa kwa America no me say nebana am say not play no soro baby a we pilot animu no abonte animu no na 20 play no ba obi ehun say chief justice ba na e bai go Alaska sika onu tia no I say in and now plane in and out to America no etua pedi man ho etua pedi man ba contractor hold I go through any process na judicial we na dia man ba enti akwese abusuan japade because akufo ado ne de anu mudi nsemu of presidency 2.3 and na PPA boss na se for ton contract enti ono to judicial obedan ono so eso ton bi man
free for all
procurement na se for holiday eso ono nko akwa no watam na we twa plane take it amani kunu eto de no she says that she refounded
asiskana kakro di biaba
yes and she was willing to pay money so the money kunu na se for them at the point you want me to pay those monies it means you know sir
what accept guilt
exactly
plea bargain
sa niema we nyina besin coin na committee na establish say pay mame wudi for and president ayo obliged say committee no judges mpanimfo na se for atenase ahu say the basis of it has been established. The president is only to communicate the decision of
neither to you.
Only the president didn't need discretion. Committee na so just say you remove president any who can say me remove.
That's right.
But the constitution says that the president
shall
exactly execute whatever the committee at the Babonting and yet discretion because once certain malfeasances has been established, you cannot of
which Awajia to Sakan system now the baby
Alaska. So that is the point. So Andrew Hanama sorry, and the Supreme Court or China way and what she was shopping forum. The castle be shopping forum or kwaha baby to mama na to mama not because or was 73 or the num that is for your first shopping sanity. Shopping or shopping court issue in the 9 court A issue in the 9 court B issue in the 9 court C
assemble
court no catch and say court no nya baby a yede be try nsem
that's right
and issues no oye no nyina no e wo hadada enti court no strike most of them out ye na di no o sande court ye sign nsem no nyina no botu gbe no de call ECOWAS court say ECOWAS court in the human rights abuse no and a court no can say in case of human rights or if you want consequential orders sir your friends say court no was certain consequential orders immediately they issue emma your friend is saying the cost na you say human rights abuse no you stop it
okay
those rate of prerogative rates you issue immediately yeah they stop those things na court no can say at this point there is no agency what this phrase of human right is at stake because issue no crowd can was the specified time as a pursue no apa
sir
but fine issue no the abaye ntimi nka say yende because abasa ye be deny justice so court no the preliminary way now all seeking for injunction na for nya no court no botu guya then the main issue human right has been and you see what people need to understand they say when they consistently issue no call me catch say there is no way obi betimi aka say state na from at any point. I said that with emphasis. It's the issue now the call our human right court no and human rights is the only thing say court case be a caution say human right infringement enya baso pe despite issue na caution you can seek redress our high court
okay
because article 33(1)(2) making it quite clear without prejudice to any ongoing proceedings biano whenever your human right is at stake
establishing
yes so you can have this case going on at the same time pursue at a different court
okay
L high court Ghana had that remedy you can get it from the high court and or the court your friends West African way ECOWAS court headquarters Nigeria okofa lawyer is a Falana say omu endi mano na yekoye na court na say initially it was issue of jurisdiction, but me very often some of these cases nipa na alleging human rights who is with technicalities like the court no any jurisdiction whatever na I know the nipa na beka say what's sin because we nya da age go into the substantive issue. So in this particular case she invoked your friend saying articles is it 7 or 6 of your friend saying sir, your friends saying people, your friends saying African Charter on Human and People's Rights. That is the document.
Okay.
Yeah, this answer no.
It's a honor original so.
Plus the 1992 Constitution, human right provisions, you know, from chapter 5 up to the 12 so article 12 going. And which means that asem na yedi no, it is not just Ghana yemra on human rights nkwa say no yakofa another document ECOWAS e dey aba ka ho enti emu stretch we be say wa tretre ni binim
okay wa trend shiem
enti se wudi fo a e kire say process na ekwa na was fair
okay
and na court no ko di asem ni nyina hu say nsem na maame no kan no say binyansa bi anim
enti yetu agu ha no ne yetu anu so agu
yetu anu agu
okay
enti wuntimi accuse judges no mo wan say human rights na say for
but anu a was fairly fresh one
and then that is up to na say on the right and na your friend say case you know there are periods within which you can file for appeal meaning right. Whether that period is over
according to age you know
say that period no there is something we call finality will be brought so legal you even say estoppel no will apply you cannot proceed but I don't know about that so me can't say
okay
but if she's seeking for a reviewer that is her within her right and then me I come in mo be stop you know let her shop all the court enkwesi I know that nothing will come out of it. But that will also give a picture skill description of desperation. But and then nipa na no mu di na chi kama na MP for na mo koma na say mu ku mo hu e party e kwa.
But when him say before say about when him say enche ye gofreda me koko file say person withdraw as council di ma e Torkornoo. E na ejika just baby do no onkonko sie wi.
E na wo withdraw kwa he fa. Wo withdraw kwa he.
So want to me lawyer so e bi.
And Alaska na make us ankrofo no ade e fe na fie nyansa mu ni bi. Because you see if nothing at all you were part of a government that established and brought that woman on board. That fundamental argument was that a man for frame or son meaning there is a linkage between her and the MPP.
That's right.
You are part of the MPP as a political party and immediate past AG. Attorney Nyansa wo tima. Mame na sem ko bo man so da bi mame. Babi ansam no e for nti me de me ho ba o mbeka se ye nya ya busuya ba ko na yayi mi se me di wa se ma nti he me nua lawyer wo tinchen ko fa no ba nam sa adwen ni department no e ya no so redi akire
anji do babi na free woman no MPP
exactly
MPP NDC
and she was affirming the notion people have about and sometimes you know Alaska when I sit down I see a lot of things but I wonder why people don't see because that was a common thread because you affirm the connection people are talking about there MPP
I will tracker
when we are part of the same party appointee of the same government under you and as immediately now across the carpet echo defender no
but morally
and the common sense enough incentive to provoke any sensible person out there to notice say na we say binyansa anim but this is obi also wa co school career certificate na say for say efie nyansa we amani team and odi akire the same way and people accused under Akufo-Addo government to have committed crimes and na say for under a timer on a ye AG esenka ye ono na juma so prosecute omo no and on na tiasi kroma o san defend san ko na obi a we nyansa ni a
serious o enkofo yesi wona na wo shield wom
yes
anka wo se wona wo de omo court no ene de omo court a wo say
wo say
defend me defend
yes criminal attorney no be a otimi efre accused you be a o edina sem say on fake so yare
na
on kwaje we your friend say excuse duty no monye no monfa ato force nko to prison
jail no
on to be dispute any of these things
no oje
and akwana kan he hasn't contested Alaska say Ghana is a serious country. I think that particular guy, the license has been revoked.
That's right.
Do you know the circumstances are? Your friend say Rudy Giuliani, U.S. former, your friend say New York your friend is a mayor. Oh no, you can the top echelons of your friend is in the Republican Party now, GOP now. On the Trump to say, Nancy, I know I'm so what I cannot life with so what as a lawyer, he was suspended because of perjury.
Hey.
Governor Dame issue way tape on an court a very good cobasso or DSM. What's here? Alaska. And America says Ghana in a serious country. A second license as a lawyer has been revoked by now.
The chin and yes, me and Japan or Francabas and got to force in them. Come Gilino. Can that city no can nam way. Hey,
so that's the circumstance, but this is the person Torkornoo went for. Affirming that your friend said that notion, oh, that is the right word. Affirming that notion, lingering on the minds of people. There is an affinity, there is an affiliation, there is an unholy alliance between the MPP and the Mami. And into ya two dini osono Mame. Now when you semna you were the number ya a snobus your name, no was a lawyer, so me do wasema. Then the notion is confirmed.
But the one who said, as you rightly said, they are not smart.
No.
Mami your press conference, not minorities who your press conference.
Yes. So I'm going to win a man. And the ECOWAS court cast a derby. And some now what can be I know Sabi? I won't you and also $10 million.
Sir,
yes, open $10 million, sir, mammy. Ya wo nyuma ya didn't $10 million. Obi and who how about $10 million the amount because you don't deserve it. And I caught to to go here. Now I never can me sit or sign the count when say court no a man of quine. Na onye on sign by your Chief Justice. Now me say Chief Justice go Benin and Nasa Ghana.
And the release no the coin but I account say court no
yeah omo state no. Now me say hey mama wa kokoduro nti de ono na muni de aye nyina ya enne President Mahama ba feel so the Chief Justice a cha okra we obi anyansani abeje. Ah o ka kire court to say ye no Chief Justice biem. Alaska, the fundamental point is that ECOWAS court, all that they could have done was to assess the procedure that was activated here.
Okay.
Gauge it against the constitutional provision. Now, who say at any point in time, any of the constitutional provisions, was circumvented, jumped over. There was an infraction. There was a mistake. There was a deliberate attempt to divert. There was this machination that it was not in line with procedure. It is not in line with anything that has been outlined. It is not in line with precedent.
But
they couldn't establish. One state, they couldn't establish any of these things. It means that everything done was in line with law.
The law is the law.
Sir Ghana Bar Association Tisim lawyer for Kuba time ko Tisim some by propaganda mama miwi. Now in their propagandist your friends say mood they could not activate a single line of legal argument. Give cast a dirty shadow on the processor. It means nothing went wrong. And the way your mama na ye too for now koba. And so who say you are on a fool's errand.
You are on
a fool's errand. We best say fugitive. And I say sojourner.
Which has a wajibum.
One number basa.
Bancher.
We nimba bia or call nimba bia one nam.
Sasankroma.
Yes. We or say guy back one. Nyankopon bo we gu ne no number basa and all court never be no own about no to needing gershom meaning stranger there. Alaska must Bible pay.
I didn't know what she had.
Yeah, the whole Bible now from Genesis to Revelation. I have studied my strong words I'm passing.
Now this is your software.
But my Bible now from Genesis to way. I know sideline to one day me no back Bible way. Maybe be some swatch. So Alaska. Ma mene ye de oye ni nyina achi no. Na ECOWAS ka se da bi. Nsam no nyina so bi anim. Akwan na yemfa so mu yi wadi no. Wo deserve. Accusation no mo de ye no is in line with
the constitution.
enti yɛka bi ma wɔnyɛ ye enti wo nsɛm na yɛ no ɔmo fa documents yɛn na ɔmo yɛ ne sɛ na ɔmo tugu wie
ɔmo
tugu na tete yɛ na ebi nam ha anim wase akɔ aba watrɛtrɛ na hyiam de ne nan ha baabi enu hɔ ɛfa.
So what I'm asking is Godfred yaw odami na offer no as an cancer no Godfred dami atworo the amata ni general say opese o back down
ene de Alaska eyo mo asem na say o back down nya attorney general mfa wadwuma
sa
na wo back down wa court mfa wadwuma sa ne ma we ya ne hwehwa ne mu ana no the court stated quite clear me mfa wadwuma say you be lawyer and say okọ your friend is saying is it Article 14.2 eka say an accused person will right to a counsel of his choice. Or right no or say reasons ya arrested or no must be communicated to you in a language what you say.
Okay.
But over chachucha kata ne supreme your friend say age case na court no can say you can say lawyer or right to lawyer. It doesn't mean say you have a right to a particular lawyer. A lawyer of your choice, anybody at all.
That's it.
And so all resign here. And your court na akobona money say.
Oh fan no so o me bo ma money.
The court no dey man say obi nipa gina ho no onyo odwan. Na oye nipa. Our license to practice as a lawyer.
Or defender.
Either so ye tip on koso. Either so ye nkoko lawyer. Either so ye Supreme Court lawyer. Either so ye there or ye lawyer kuta jini or ye hwan yo and dey wa wasem. The hands or a lawyer.
Right.
And it is a woo you will flock of my aba. A woman as some court in the end. So Alaska Torkornoo dear and Americano, but the Emmy Yana say she's so desperate. What Tanasam Crufobia Dadano. Ama Nenima could form. And at this point, she can't stop fighting because Ojaya Nenimo Guase. Can fight now. We say cases no dey kono ba ko kura ni ho bia ka bia ma no.
That's right.
Nimianom judges Ghana fo na ono na ye omu CEO e no mu di na asemi obia ni ho waka bia ma no. And so obehwa cases no dey kono nyina the decision has always been unanimous. So when you ya nimianom judges fo nka bom ko okroma
at least ba ko pon
what so obi asori so waka bia ma na da.
Mente da.
Ndi sanka process na ye di no enye fair ndi ka ninuanom judges enye demonstrations o mo ka bia ma no. What said the Judicial Council ye Ghana Bar Association omo no dey a different group o ma me no eye judge and the judges na nkasa wo mu group
but omo kuo no
what so bia ba bonti abeka bia ma no da nti ya futuo se wunya akwanya na ye du si bibia no a kai say the bottom line eye nipa fa anidie ema nipa opa kofa pongo mi de bende ben fatetare oti ho ye dan wo ye nipa na wo ye dan wo be yegu ho na wo ye dan wo ni nipa ena wo ni nipa be dele enti wo ye wadwen se dem anya tumi na me ye CEO ena me ye hwan na me ye minister ena na ummu nipa koba. Alaska, there is time for everything and time is the only thing that makes nonsense of everything. Na no me hu video bi a Nigeria papa bi na oye billionaire ena ye se cars ahodo in the 90s. Car bia bi sene dem owu ye na I think so on the family anyway na obi ase car na kro bia enko wawu a ensisi ho na Alaska luxury cars in the 1990 a pakisi fi on sa car na nei obi ba so de be cha wan ha ba na smotu ni se
but that time no na car
so time makes things irrelevant.
Enti now say kama
yeah that be kama is not a bitch. Time is a bitch.
Exactly.
Na say 100 no year enti anda omo wanya we na uhunipa umu no greed ni na se for
embryo ye ni
Alaska, there were once powerful people in this country and now come with them nipa kwa no akasa no ho but they dealt with thousands of people. I didn't know be a man in China because said obesia yo suban no saa na nipa no be daily at the beginning obi aba hu say wajimi kan yes na mra bi beduru no wo hu say saa nipa na wo free so mo wajimi no obi enu wajimi na omoni na mo de hwe thinking say nyansa be ba team amwasesa wo ho aye oniema yie na duru mra niema na be flip ya dan ho no be chiro nyansa ba la time mo chiro nyansa no na bia na nante akura ntimi nante. You can have all the money but with me
Dedika ma amena pendum TV ase na so far so good say open online portal e wo Ghana nipa share nipa follow nipa comment here to my best of knowledge without any biases PENDREAM TV